What makes West Feliciana so special? Well, obviously it's the Tunica Hills. And what's the Tunica Hills? It's actually a soil called low S, and it was a wind-blown sand from the early Pleistocene period, they believe about 2 million years ago. And there was a huge sandstorm, and it came from west, and it got deposited along the Mississippi River on the east bank of the parish. And it actually, we're at the tail end of a chain that went all the way up to East Tennessee and western North Carolina. And so a lot of the flora and fauna that you find here is also found in the Carolinas and in eastern Tennessee. And it's a very unique area. It's an ecosystem of ravines that were formed by the rainfall and such. And the sandy loam soil is really, really delicate, and it will erode very quickly. But these ravines acted as an ecosystem, holding moisture and heat, and it created an environment, such plants such as this oak leaf hydrangea, which you don't find anywhere else in Louisiana, and it's a native hydrangea, and it's all over the place. And this is what you see in this ecosystem. We also have things like beech trees. These beech trees get huge. You see these up in the upland south, but very rarely in Louisiana. We also have chipmunks. We have black bear. We have remnants of white cedar, and which you don't even hardly find anymore. And this is an environment that really creates a certain flora and fauna. And of course, a lot of the common things that we've grown to know, such as the deer, raccoons, and other things are here as well. We're in the middle of a sunken road that's 500 years old. This is called the Old Tunica Trace. And what has happened is that this was an Indian trail. So it was cleared maybe 6 or 7 feet where you could walk through it. But the Europeans used these trails because they were always followed the high points of the ridges. And so as a result of the Europeans using it, horses, wagons, they got wider and wider. Now, originally this trail was that high. It was up there. And this is called a sunken road. It's called a sunken road because the horses and the wear and tear from the wagon wheels and such actually started to erode away or create a sunken road that got lower and lower. Look at this, we're almost 20 feet below grade. And this is one of the finest old roads in the South as far as I'm concerned. This is what the Natchez Trace used to look like before it became a parkway. This has never been paved. At best, it's got gravel on it. So this road, to me, looks like it did 200 years ago. The Pleistocene period that created this low S soil, these bluffs, also had a certain amount of animals that were unique. Can you imagine mastodon and mammoth roaming these hills? Can you imagine giant sloth and alligators and armadillos the size of a Volkswagen running around? And we've actually found remnants of all this. This is a wealth of paleontological information. LSU, Tulane, and other universities have been coming here for decades in order to study the microfossils that are created here. No, we didn't just find this, but this is actually a heel of a mastodon that was found in West Feliciana. It was actually found in the creek bottom of Little Bayou Sarah here in the Tunica Hills. And this just gives you an example of the wealth of scientific information that we also find throughout the Low S Bluffs and the Tunica Hills.